What if a child's doll could ruin your life? In Key West, Florida, sits a doll locked behind glass. His face is cracked, his sailor suit worn, his button eyes staring through time. His name is Robert. And for more than a century, he has been blamed for accidents, sickness, breakups, even death. But Robert isn't just a creepy toy you'd see in a horror movie. He's very real. And to this day, visitors whisper apologies to him, afraid that if they don't, he'll punish them. Tonight, we'll uncover the strange history of Robert the Doll, the true stories that gave him his cursed reputation, and why some people believe he's one of the most haunted objects in the world. The story begins in the early 1900s. A young boy named Robert Eugene Otto, known as Gene, was living in a grand mansion in Key West. Gene was the only child of wealthy parents, and like many children, he wanted a toy to keep him company. One day, Gene was given a gift, a 3-foot-tall doll stuffed with wood wool. Dressed in a sailor's uniform and holding a small toy dog. Some say the doll was ordered from the famous Steiff Company in Germany. Others whisper a darker tale, that it was a handmade gift from a servant skilled in voodoo, who cursed the doll as revenge against the family. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: Robert wasn't just another toy to Gene. From the moment Robert entered the house, Gene treated him differently. He gave the doll his very own name, Robert, and insisted people call him Gene instead, as though the doll had taken his identity. Neighbors claimed they saw Robert moving from window to window when no one was home. Gene's parents often woke to their son screaming in the night, only to find overturned furniture, toys scattered everywhere, and Gene insisting Robert did it. At first, the parents dismissed it as a child's imagination, but soon they began to hear whispers, a deep, muffled voice that didn't sound like Gene, answering back when he spoke to the doll. As Gene grew older, Robert's influence never seemed to fade. Even as an adult, Gene kept the doll close, carrying him around and even giving Robert his own chair in the dining room. His wife, Anne, was disturbed by her husband's obsession, claiming she often heard footsteps and laughter echoing through the halls when Gene wasn't there. Visitors reported feeling uneasy in Robert's presence, like his button eyes were following them. Some swore they saw his expression change from blank to angry. And when people mocked the doll, bad luck seemed to follow. Accidents, car crashes, illness, lost jobs, divorce. Every time Robert was blamed. In 1974, Jean Otto died, leaving Robert alone in the house. But his story didn't end there. The next family who moved in claimed their 10-year-old daughter was terrified of the doll. She said Robert tried to attack her, moving across the room on his own. Decades later, the now-grown woman still insists the doll wanted to kill her. Eventually, Robert was donated to the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, where he remains to this day sealed in a glass case. If you visit Robert, don't laugh at him, don't mock him, and whatever you do, don't take his picture without permission. The museum receives hundreds of letters every year, apology letters. Visitors beg Robert for forgiveness after accidents, sickness, or sudden misfortune. Some write that their lives fell apart the moment they disrespected him. Others claim their cameras mysteriously malfunctioned until they whispered, "Sorry, Robert." Even staff members admit that the doll seems to hold a strange power. Lights flicker near his case. Footsteps echo in empty hallways. And workers sometimes hear faint giggles late at night when no one is around. So what makes Robert different from any other creepy old doll? Is it the power of suggestion, the human mind fueling superstition? Or is it possible that Robert carries something darker? Something born from anger, grief, or even a curse? To this day, skeptics call him a legend, but believers say, look into his eyes long enough and you'll feel it. That cold, prickling fear, that sense that he's watching, waiting, judging. If you ever visit Robert the doll, remember this. Be polite. Say hello. Don't take his photo without asking. And above all, never mock him. Because Robert doesn't forgive, and if you cross him, he just might follow you home.